Good evening. Tonight, we're talking about something that's likely on your plate. Meat. A perfectly cooked steak, a juicy burger, a crispy piece of bacon. They're delicious. But have you ever really thought about how that meat got there? The journey from a living animal to your dinner plate is far from the idyllic farm scenes we're shown. Artificial insemination is a cornerstone of modern animal agriculture, a cold, invasive process that's become the industry standard. Our demand for cheap, consistent meat has fueled a system that treats sentient beings as production units. Tonight, we'll pull back the curtain on this process and explore why going vegan is a rational, compassionate response to some of our world's biggest problems. Artificial insemination, or AI, is the backbone of modern animal agriculture. Why use it? Control, efficiency, genetic selection. The industry wants animals that grow faster, produce more, and fit consumer preferences. The process starts with semen collection, often using devices or even electric probes. The semen is frozen, shipped worldwide, and used to inseminate animals on a massive scale. For cows, a worker restrains the animal, inserts a gloved arm into her rectum to position her cervix, and uses a metal rod to deposit semen, all without anesthetic. Pigs are inseminated in tiny crates. Turkeys, bred so large they can't mate naturally, are all products of AI. Over 90% of dairy cows, 85% of pigs, and nearly 100% of turkeys in the US are bred this way. This isn't a niche practice. It's the foundation of the meat, dairy, and egg industries. Animals are treated as biological machines, their bodies manipulated for maximum output. Forced impregnation is repeated throughout their short lives. This is standard procedure, not a hidden secret. The industry hides this reality behind sanitized packaging and marketing. But this is the first invisible step in the production line that ends at your grocery store. It's a system built on a fundamental lack of respect for animal autonomy. The process is routine, but the suffering is real. And it all starts because we want meat on our plates. Why do we have this vast, invasive system? The answer is simple: because meat tastes good. It's not about survival or necessity, just pleasure. Our demand for cheap, tasty meat drives the industry to ever greater extremes. Genetic selection, artificial insemination, and animal suffering are all business decisions based on what sells. Marketing hides the reality. No one shows the insemination gun on a sausage package. We claim to love animals, yet fund an industry that treats them cruelly. The justification it tastes good is weak when weighed against the consequences. If pleasure justified harm, our moral system would collapse. Yet we accept it for animals we eat. The cycle continues. We buy, producers supply, and the system grows more efficient and more cruel. The power and responsibility lies with us. Our taste for meat sustains this entire system. The suffering doesn't end with artificial insemination. It's just the beginning. Most farmed animals live in intensive confinement. Chickens packed in windowless sheds, hens in cages too small to spread their wings, pigs in crates where they can't turn around. Painful mutilations, tail docking, teeth clipping, castration are routine, done without anesthetic. Dairy cows are kept in a cycle of pregnancy and lactation, their calves taken away within hours of birth. Male calves are often killed or raised for veal. Females repeat the cycle. A dairy cow is slaughtered after just a few years, far short of her natural lifespan. Suffering is built into the system. It's economically necessary. Animals' natural instincts are denied. Transport to slaughter is stressful and brutal. Many animals are still conscious when killed. This is not an accident. It's by design. The end is violent. The life defined by deprivation. This is the true cost of cheap meat. Some argue humans come first, but animal agriculture is a disaster for the planet too. It uses nearly half of the world's ice-free land, driving deforestation, especially in the Amazon. Most soy grown isn't for tofu, but for animal feed. Meat production guzzles water, 1,800 gallons for a pound of beef. Animal waste pollutes rivers and groundwater, creating dead zones and spreading disease. Biodiversity is destroyed as habitats are cleared for grazing and feed crops. Pesticides and fertilizers poison waterways. Predators are killed to protect livestock. The system dismantles ecosystems for a handful of domesticated species. The argument that humans come first collapses when we see how this system destroys our shared home. It's not animal welfare versus human welfare. They're linked. Industrial animal farming is an environmental train wreck. It pollutes, destroys, and endangers our future. The damage is vast, and it's happening on our watch. Our food choices shape the fate of the planet. What about your health? For decades, we've been told we need meat for protein and nutrients, but science shows a well-planned vegan diet is not only adequate, it's one of the healthiest ways to eat. Diets high in animal products are linked to heart disease, the world's leading killer. Processed meat is a known carcinogen. Red meat is probably carcinogenic. Plant-based diets lower cancer risk, improve heart health, and help manage diabetes. People who go vegan often report more energy, better digestion, and healthy weight loss. A vegan diet is rich in fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Yes, you need to plan for B12 and certain nutrients, but these are easily sourced from plants or supplements. The idea that veganism is extreme is a myth. It's simply a diet centered on the foods every health organization recommends. Antibiotic resistance is a looming public health crisis, and animal agriculture is a major driver. On factory farms, antibiotics are used not just to treat illness, but to prevent disease in filthy, crowded conditions and to promote growth. This creates the perfect environment for breeding antibiotic-resistant bacteria, superbugs. These bacteria spread through manure, water, farm workers, and contaminated meat. Infections that were once treatable are becoming deadly. Regulations exist, but widespread use continues. As long as we raise animals this way, the risk remains. The only real solution is to change the system. Choosing plant-based foods is a vote for a future where our medicines still work. Our food choices impact global health. Animal agriculture is a climate change powerhouse. Cows, sheep, and goats produce methane, a greenhouse gas over 80 times more potent than CO2. Manure and fertilizers release nitrous oxide, nearly 300 times more potent than CO2. Deforestation for pasture and feed crops releases massive amounts of carbon. The industry's emissions rival or exceed all global transportation. Switching to a vegan diet is the single biggest way to reduce your environmental impact. It's more effective than cutting flights or buying an electric car. By choosing plants, you cut your contribution to methane, nitrous oxide, and CO2. It's powerful climate action, 3 times a day. The solution is on your plate. Eating is about energy transfer. Plants capture sunlight, we eat plants. But when we feed plants to animals and then eat the animals, we lose most of that energy. It can take up to 16 pounds of grain to make 1 pound of beef. Most of the world's crop calories are fed to livestock, not people. This is a colossal waste of land, water, and resources. If we ate the plants directly, we could feed billions more people using less land. The protein problem is a distribution problem. We're feeding protein to animals, not people. This system is unsustainable as the population grows. By eating plants, we cut out the inefficient middleman. It's a more rational, sustainable way to feed ourselves. The solution is simple. Eat lower on the food chain. It's better for people and the planet. Beyond health and the environment, this is about ethics. Is it morally justifiable to inflict suffering and death on sentient beings for trivial reasons? Animals we farm are sentient. They feel pain, fear, and pleasure. Their lives are filled with suffering, ending in premature death. We do this not for survival, but for taste, habit, and convenience. The fleeting pleasure of a meal cannot outweigh a lifetime of suffering. This is speciesism, valuing our interests over others for arbitrary reasons. The only relevant criterion is sentience, the capacity to suffer. Veganism is about expanding our circle of compassion. It's aligning our actions with values like kindness and justice. Our power over animals doesn't give us the right to abuse them. Choosing veganism is choosing to do the least harm. Our meat-heavy diets in wealthy nations have global consequences. We grow enough food to feed 10 billion people, yet 800 million go hungry. Much of that food is fed to livestock, not people. The world's poor compete with livestock for grain, driving up prices and deepening hunger. Land grabs for animal feed displace small farmers and communities. A plant-based food system would free up resources to feed billions directly. It's not a problem of scarcity, but of distribution and priorities. We've prioritized luxury meat over basic food security. Choosing plants is a step toward a more just, equitable world. The right to eat should come before the right to a steak. From animal suffering to climate change and world hunger, meat production is at the heart of many crises. But our food choices have immense power. Every plant-based meal is a vote for compassion, justice, and a healthier planet. You don't have to be perfect. Start with small changes. Try meatless Mondays, new recipes, or vegan options at your favorite spot. The journey is personal, but the impact is global. The power to change the world is on your plate. Thank you for watching.